Hello YouTube. This video is just basically an update on my weight loss, what I've been doing, what supplements I've been taking. So first one is going to be vitamin D. Vitamin D3, I get this from GNC. It's essential for absorbing calcium into your body. We need calcium. It plays a pretty important role into your body. I'm not going to go into details. I'm not a nurse, don't know that much about the human body, so Google it, okay? Vitamin D3 we actually produce naturally when we're outside, which is one of the reasons why I decided to start taking this. I'm not outside often. I'm very pale, as you can see. I'm probably one of the lightest skinned Hispanics you'll ever meet in your life. So I decided to take this. It's also pretty good at your immune system. It helps boost it a little bit. I've used to be kind of a sickly child. In fact, not too long ago, when I was working at a restaurant, I was always sick because I was always around children. And children like to cough and sneeze and touch things and just let it all out. So I was probably sick at least once a month with sinus infections or upper respiratory infections or what have you, and I didn't like it. So I figured if I'm going to start getting healthy, I might as well help my immune system a little bit. So I take this. It is 25 micrograms, and I take it every day. I'm not very good at taking medication daily. I usually miss a dose at least once a week, but it's not prescription. It's nothing that's gonna harm me if I miss a dose. So if I miss one, no big deal. I'll take one the next day. The next one I am going to show you is fish oil. This one's nature made. I get it from HEB. It is 1,400 milligrams, burpless, which is awesome because I don't want to have a fishy burpy smell. And it's supposed to help with supposed to be good for your heart health. Fish oil is supposed to help out with a few different things, and the things that most concerned me were for heart disease. I don't think very many people in my family have died from heart disease, not that I can think of, but because I've let myself get to a weight that I'm not proud of, I'm worried that there might be some clogging issues in there. So is there? I don't know. I've never been tested. I've never had a heart cath or anything like that. But so it's supposed to reduce the chances of heart disease. So I figured if it's gonna help, might as well let it. High blood pressure. So my blood pressure was pretty high. I was, my highest blood pressure, I want to say, was 154/94. So you're supposed to be good at 120/80, and mine just went up, and I felt it. I felt it in my face. I felt it in my fingertips. I can just feel the blood just being pushed out. I felt it in my teeth, which is a very weird sensation. So that's why I started all this, was because I wanted that blood pressure to go down. And I'm not saying that my blood pressure has gone down, which it has. It's like 120. I think the last time I checked was probably a week ago. 127/74, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gone down tremendously. I'm not saying that this was involved at all. I'm sure the exercise and the being a little more careful with what I eat and all that is the main reason. But if this might help out, I'm gonna let it. And then triglycerides and cholesterol. So when I got my results back from my physical, one of the issues that I had, or I'm sorry, the two issues that I had, was my cholesterol and triglycerides. They're not in danger, but they're pretty close to being in danger. So again, wanted to help my body's own defense against that, from the working out and the eating, the diet. If this can kind of give it a push, why not let it? Moving on, so choline. Choline is something that I had never heard about before. I think I was probably on YouTube or Pinterest or something, and I came across how this is supposed to support your brain, your liver, and your cardiovascular health. Now, I chose, again, GNC brand, choline, 250 milligrams. I got this mainly for the liver because the last video I think I spoke about how I had a doctor scold me about my fatty liver and how, I could die by the time I was 40. So when I started doing all this, I was like, well, what can I do to help that along? Choline was one of the supplements that I had read about that I figured, well, it's supposed to help flush out your liver. I'm not into flushes or cleanses or anything like that, but if this is going to help it, again, why not let it? It's not very expensive. I want to say this was probably 20 bucks for 100 supplements. I take one a day. Again, I'm not very good at it. So, this will last me 3, maybe even 4 months, depending on how many I actually miss. So I let it, 250 milligrams. My ALT enzyme was down, and now in a normal range. Again, probably not associated with this, but if it's going to help it get it lower so I'm further away from that danger zone, I'm going to let it help it. Why not? A couple other things that I use. I know I've talked about Renfo, which is the app that my scale is connected to, and we'll get into my weight here in just a few minutes. My Renfo scale is what I use. It tracks, not only your weight, it goes muscle mass, fat content, BMI, visceral fat, fat less weight. So what I would be weighing without any fat at all, muscle mass, bone density, how much water you have in your body. I want to say one more thing, but I can't remember what it is. But it's a great app if you really want to watch. There's a section where you can measure your dimensions, around the neck, around the shoulders, the waist, the chest, your biceps, your quads. I haven't done that mainly because I'm a little lazy and I don't want to measure it, and maybe also a little ashamed, even though I'm out here putting everything else into the YouTube verse. But I don't want to know those numbers. I really don't. I know I've got a midsection. I know my biceps aren't as full as I want them to be. I don't want to know that information. So I use that. There's also an app that I use called Simple, and I like that little app. It's basically a tracker for you to input information on your if you're doing intermittent fasting. So I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm doing what am I doing? I'm doing a 14 and 10 fast right now. So 14 hours I don't eat. I stop eating at 6 in the evening, which is fine by me because I'll be honest with you, I'm an old man. I'm getting in bed at like 8, so I'm okay with that, and I don't eat again until. So if I stop eating at 6, I won't have to eat again until 8, or I'm not allowed to eat again until 8, and usually at that point, if I'm at work and I'm during the day, doesn't bother me at all. I'm not thinking about food. My mind is worried on work, on getting patients in and out, making sure doctors aren't yelling at me, whatever. So that's okay for me. So I can sometimes go, instead of the 14 hours. I can go 16, 18. I did a 24-hour day once, and that wasn't fun, and it wasn't by choice. It was just I was at work in a area where they didn't think about food because they had longer shifts than we did, and it was constant. If you got a quick meal in, you got a quick bite, it was okay. That's not us. We were babied. I'm ashamed to say we were very well taken care of in the area that we work. So I'm, no complaints on that. But so I didn't get to eat that day, and it was a full 24 hours. And when I finally ate, I think I don't remember what I ate, but it was the best food I've had forever, because I don't think I've ever gone 24 hours without eating. So, that's what I do. I want to do 16-8 instead of 14-10. That way I can get into a more fat burning zone than just a ketosis zone. I think there's a difference, at least according to that app, there is. But that's what I want to do. I want to get a few more hours into the actual fat burning zone where my body is starting to use the fat instead of whatever else, whatever of the other things of my body that this app has told me that it does. So that is that. That's one of the apps. I started also using a food tracking diary that one of my coworkers, who also has a YouTube channel, so shout out to Daddy Does It All. I'm gonna actually link his channel in my description just because I like it. It's a nice little DIYer channel. So Jacob, shout out to you, brother. Anyways, he recommended this one, and it's a free app that you can use. There's also a premium side to it, and it's a food tracker that you just put in your food and tells you how many calories, how many servings, and it's nice. It's shows you what you're doing. It shows you your fats, your proteins, your carbs. It gives you a little graph, and that's probably the one thing I like about that. It actually shows you a graph of how much calories you've had and how much. It's a bar graph. Just here's where you're supposed to be for the day based on what you want to do. This is where you're at, so you have this much to go. And it does that for calories, protein, fats, and carbs. And it shows you kind of gives you a trend of what you eat more of than what you eat less of, and where you should possibly go. The only downside to that app that I'm probably going to switch over to my Fitness Pal, I think, is it's not as popular as my Fitness Pal or some of the other apps out there. So there's not as much of a diary, or not much of a library of foods out there. So some HEB stuff, since we live in San Antonio, HEB stuff is not, it's pretty popular. It's probably the only grocery store. I don't think I've seen anything other than Walmart, and Target is now in the grocery business. But HEB is the store you go to. And there's not a whole lot of HEB items there. If I wanted to go to a restaurant, there are some stuff on there that you can choose from. If let's say I wanted to eat, Burger King, there may be a Whopper, there may be a chicken sandwich, but some of these smaller items, like what if I just wanted a Whopper Junior or the Impossible Whopper, which is supposed to be really not good now. If I wanted something like that, or I wanted to change the sizes, instead of a medium fry, I wanted a small fry, it may not be on there, but on my Fitness Pal, it'll be on there. So I was dying for some fajita tacos the other day, and I wanted some Taco Cabana. Again, if you're not Texas, you may not know that we have a restaurant called Taco Cabana. It's Tex-Mex food. I was dying for some fajitas with guacamole, and you type in Taco Cabana in this chronometer. I think it's what it's called. I'll look it up, and I'll show you these apps here in just a moment. They they don't have everything on there. And I typed in Taco Cabana and nothing came up. I kept getting other taco restaurants that I had never heard of. So MyFitnessPal, I can do it. In fact, on MyFitnessPal, if I just kind of search a general area on a map, it'll tell me what restaurants are in there, and I can go in there and click on it, and it'll say, okay, we have this menu. So I like that. I think that's all the apps that I use at the moment, other than Couch to 5K. I'm still using that one. I've had to go back, and I've stayed on a certain day. I think I'm on week 3 again, day 2 for like the third time, mainly because, and I finished that this morning. I finished that day 2 today, but I went back, started running, and for some reason it didn't track it at all. And then I went to run on, let's say today's Saturday. No, I'm sorry, today's Sunday. I went to run on Friday. We had lost our dog Thursday night. Didn't know where he went. I went for my run on Friday. The last part of my run, we found the dog, or I found the dog on my run. I heard him barking, and there he was. So I picked him up and started running. And I thought, oh crap, if there's cameras on these houses, they're gonna think that I stole somebody's dog. So I just like, I'm just gonna walk away nice. So it really ruined the run for me. I turned it off the app, and it was like I had never done anything. So did it today, took no having to chase dogs or anything like that. So it worked, and I love the app. I can't wait till I finally get to do a 5K. I would love to do a 5K before the year's over, and hopefully I can if this whole COVID situation is gone. So I wanted to give you an update on my weight loss. So I am down to 234.6 pounds, which is, I'm so happy about. That is about 10 pounds less than when I originally started, and I couldn't be happier, really. I am hoping to be down to 215 by December, so let's see if we can get that done. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed everything. Please like and subscribe, share this video. I would love to get more followers to give me more motivation, maybe some comments in the comment section to help me out. If you have any criticisms too, what I should be doing on this channel, what I shouldn't be doing on this channel, I'd appreciate it. And let me know. Love you guys. I hope everybody is staying safe, and y'all take care.